What's up, good people? This is D-MARL, and this is the Real Sports Time podcast on the Talk 100 Network. We're going to get into it. We're coming back live. We just discussed some Deshaun Watson updates with the madness going on here in Houston, Texas. Now it's time to get into some NBA action and updates. First of all, we got to talk about the King James, LeBron James, who went down from a high ankle sprain last Saturday. And it was ugly because we don't see actually LeBron go down too often. This is only like a second injury within his career. He had the groin. He pulled his groin year before last. And now we have this high sprain ankle injury. This is set to be a 4 to 6 week recovery on the timetable. LeBron James is looking to be out. And Anthony Davis is still going to be out another, 2 weeks? 2.5 weeks. So, the Lakers have stunk up the joint. They've looked bad these last 2 games since LeBron has been gone. I mean, just terrible. Pelicans beat the heck out of them. Beat them down like they stole something on 4th Street. It was ugly. Okay? Then they lost to the Jazz. They got beat down. So, listen, we're looking for a speedy recovery, but I'm going to be honest. The Lakers don't need to allow LeBron James to come back any time earlier than when the doctors clear him. If it's 6 weeks, which will put us right before, a couple weeks, a week and a half or so, 2 weeks before it's time for the, playoffs, then so be it. They're also being very, very careful with Anthony Davis, which is what they've been doing. Another smart thing for the organization to do, which brings me now to these trade deadlines that happened today. Today was the deadline. And a lot of trade rumors went around because we're talking about the Lakers right now. The Lakers were out there looking at they were thinking about Kyle Lowry. That's what the rumors said. Also, Andre Drummond, who's over there in Cleveland. Neither materialized. Neither trade. They stood pat. So, we'll just got to wait and see what happens pretty much once LeBron James and Anthony Davis come back. We're going to see what actually happens. But to get into some of the trade talks and some of the trades that did happen today, the Orlando Magic, they traded with the Denver Nuggets. They traded, the Denver Nuggets will get Aaron Gordon, okay? The Magic get Gary Harris, RJ Hampton, and they get a future first-round draft pick from the Denver Nuggets. So that happened. That seemed like that was pretty decent trade. Miami Heat, they got Victor Oladipo from the Rockets. Now the Rockets, once again, they almost remind me they are cousins of the Houston Texans. Very dysfunctional and very mismanaged as a franchise. You didn't get anything for Victor Oladipo. Listen at this. No disrespect. Kelly Olynyk, you got Avery Bradley. Okay. You got some 2022 draft pick swaps. And that's what you got. Victor Oladipo. James Harden, by the way, just left you too, and a year and a half ago. You let him out of the contract for some first-round picks going forward with the Brooklyn Nets. He's over there going crazy. They're making a case for MVP, actually, especially since Joel Embiid is out and LeBron James now went down, although you better watch out for Giannis again. But that's what we're talking about. Now, here's what just blew me away. Here's something that blew me away. The Clippers, they did a deal with the Hawks, baby. The Atlanta Hawks. They brought Rajon Rondo back. They brought Rajon Rondo back to LA, baby. They traded, and this is so ironic. You ready for this? They traded Lou Williams. Y'all remember Lou? Remember last year in the bubble? He went down to Atlanta and went to Magic City. For those who know what Magic City is down there, I've never been. But he went to Magic City And he earned his name, Lou Williams. Sweet lemon pepper. Lap dance. Lou Will. Now Lou Williams is a Hawk. So they traded. The Hawks get Lou Williams, 2023 second round pick from the Clippers via Portland because it's a three-way trade. 2027 second round pick from the Clippers also. Okay. That's going to be an interesting deal. We're going to watch that. They Clippers bring over Rajon Rondo. He helped the Lakers to win a championship last year in the bubble. Now they're looking for him to do the same thing. We'll see what happens with that. Okay. Bulls get Diaz from the Celtics in a three-way team deal. Daniel Diaz, Javonte Green, and Troy Brown. That's what the Bulls are going to get. The Celtics are going to get Luke Cornett and Mo Wagner. And then the Wizards, the third part of the triangle of this deal. Wizards are going to get Daniel Gafford and Chandler Hutchison. That's that three-way deal. We'll see what happens with that. See how that pans out. Now the Warriors, they made a trade for Wanamaker to the Hornets. The Warriors are going to get a 2025 second round pick from the Hornets. And the Hornets are going to get Brad Wanamaker, a 2022 second round pick from Toronto via Philadelphia. And they get cash considerations. That's kind of a mix-in bowl. That's a gumbo. That's a bowl of gumbo on that trade. Woo! So those are some of the things that are done. 76ers acquired George Hill in the three-way team trade too. The 76ers are going to get George Hill and Iggy Bragdazis. The Knicks are going to get Terrence Ferguson and Victor Poirier. And the Thunder in this third-way chair, they're going to get Austin Rivers, Tony Bradley, 2025 second round pick from the 76ers, and a 2026 second round pick from the 76ers. Lots of moves, guys. Lots of moves. This is Real Sports Time. That's just to talk about a few. We'll come back and we'll touch up on some of the follow-up here. Lakers stood pack. You know, they was looking to I thought they was going to get a big man. But it didn't work out that way. So they stood pat. A couple other teams did as well. But we're going to see what's happening. The heat is definitely turning up. We're coming out of March Madness. And we're about 6 weeks under from playoff time, everybody. Oh, yeah. It's going to get some way. Some bad, some ugly for certain teams. Some will rise to the occasion. So we'll stay tuned. We'll watch out for Joel Embiid, see what happens when he comes back. We're going to see what happens when Anthony Davis and LeBron James come back. And stay tuned, baby. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to this channel, the Real Sports Time Podcast on the Talk 100 Network. I'm D-MARL. Always giving it to you live and full of energy. And I'm on 10. We love what we do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Keep listening. Stay tuned for more updates, highlights, and analysis. Live play-by-play action on NBA. That's what's going to be coming up too. And make sure you just stay tuned. We'll be back again. Thanks for listening. This is D-MARL, Real Sports Time Podcast on Talk 100 Network. Talk to you soon.